Hi everyone, welcome to this week's video. This week I'm working on a big tall vase that you see here. It is a locally handmade one by the look of it. It had a big chip in the bottom and I picked it up from hospice. So before you saw the vase with a textured finish on it, and I actually forgot to record it. So here's one that I have done before. So it's the same thing that I did on this vase and this vase, but so I've mixed the white paint with a bit of baking soda, and once that was mixed I have added in the citric acid to get that expanding foaming paint look, and that's what I did all over the taller vase that I showed you just before. Oh, excuse me. It is a really easy technique to do and does create some really great textures. So once that's dried, I'm actually going in with a lighter tanned coloured air dried clay that I've watered down here. I really wanted to see what it would do, whether it would crack or whatever it would do, and it didn't crack. And so now I'm going in with a deeper one, and here's another one again. I'm just trying out all the different colors, and I actually do end up pretty much using them all in different places. Well, all over really, but I just layer it all up, and then you'll see I've got a rag down by my left hand that I just dab off the clay, slushy clay mix, because I'm really just wanting to give it a bit of a all over base coat. I'm wanting to create something quite aged. Originally I wanted it to look like it was pulled up from the bottom of the ocean, and I guess it does in a way, but not to the extent I think I had in my mind. It more looks like it was being buried in the back garden for a long time. But yeah, it's still pretty cool, and I'm happy. So you can see the three clays that are on there. That terracotta one, the lighter clay, and the darker clay. They've all created a really lovely build-up of colours and just bringing that texture to life. So in with another layer. I can't remember how many layers of this I did. I know there was about 40 minutes of well, it felt like 40 minutes, may have been 20, filming that I had to actually edit out because it just would have been hideous to watch. Dabbing on, taking off, dabbing on, taking off. But yeah, so yeah, I was happy with the texture at this stage. So now I'm going to go in and add some other colours. So the next colour that I'm going in and adding, which in hindsight was okay, but a little bit bright. So this is the next colour I was talking about. This is the golden green gold, and I am just going on and wiping off. And to my right there you can see a sponge with white paint on it. I'm actually going in and toning it down a little as well, because I did feel like it was far too green gold. Even though I love this colour, it was just a little bit too much. So you can also see I've got some burnt umber out, still trying to tone it back a little bit. Only to do something really crazy later on, but that's okay. That's how we roll. Yeah, so it's just adding up those layers and building up the depth and the colours. So those are the two colours that I was using. So now it is actually starting to look like something that is been buried in the backyard and the finish has been eaten into, or there's layers of dirt on it. Either one is starting to look quite cool. So now I'm just rubbing some dirt into it, and I do go through and give it another layer of the burnt umber, taking bits off and just pushing it back down into the cracks. Looks like I'm covering it up, that green gold, but believe it or not, it actually does show through in the end. And once I've taken the majority of the liquid off here, because that's quite a watered down version of the paint, I do go in with some more dirt and rub it into the cracks. Sometimes I brush it off, sometimes I actually leave it there. But this has actually given a really great texture, well, depth and colour to the vase. Now for the little crazy bit coming up soon. So in that dirt there is some fake moss. As you can see, I'll just put it on there, and that I really like that stuff. It, you know, sometimes it does look really fake, but sometimes it actually blends in really nicely. So you can see that I've got that burnt umber watered down just to the left. I'm actually going to add another 2 colours to that mix. Well, not to that paint, but I'm going to add another 2 colours onto this vase. And yeah, it's added a lot of antiquing actually. So this is a golden colour and it's called Hansa yellow. I think at this point in time I was still going for that kind of barnacle kind of look, but that's okay. And so now you can see that the orange has been added. Who knows why I was doing this. I did have a plan in my mind, and it does look a little bit out of place now because it's quite bright, but in the finished piece it actually looks really cool. It looks like something's actually rusted onto there in places, because obviously it's not all over it, but yeah. So as I was actually working on this piece, when I did the original textured paint start, I actually did a little sphere, you could say, which I might do a video of shortly. It might be in the video somewhere because I think it was sitting on the bench where I was working, but anyway, we'll see. And so you can see that orange down there mixing in with the yellow. And I also did another like a balloon vase with a 2-inch neck, and I didn't use any colours on that. That was just mainly dirt, and I have saved some video footage of that, and I've turned it into a moss garden coming out the top. But yeah, anyway, so that'll be in a future video, I hope. So you can see the dirt that I'm adding in there with the fake green moss. I'm just lightly brushing a little bit out because I do want some dirt left in the cracks. So here I'm just fixing a piece where the texture had lifted, so there's a little bit of paint underneath that dirt that I'm adding on. Oh, there's that sphere, just with the base on it, but not actually finished. So there you can see those colours coming through, didn't leave that long. And here I'm going in with a resin paint that has been watered down, and it's called Mountain Mist. So it's quite a light grey, so it's just kind of dulling down those bright colours. And that liquid that I just dipped the sponge into is actually one of the clays that I used in the beginning, watered down as well. So it's just going in there and adding a natural finish, not natural finish, over top of the bright colours to tone them down a little bit, I guess. When I'm working, I do a lot on feel. I mean, I do plan out what I'm doing, nothing on paper, but I do just follow what I feel I want to do and what feels right to go next. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. I guess that's all part of the creative journey, that I love having the freedom just to play. I did notice a couple of comments in my last video that people were having to buy citric acid off Amazon, which I was a little bit surprised at, because in New Zealand it's readily available in supermarkets. Yeah, so there you go. I do wonder if tartaric acid would do the same. Interesting. Because that's readily available as well. It's just a citric or lemony acid. Powder, sorry, it's not a liquid, it is a powder. Even though acid sounds like a liquid, it's a powder. So again, adding more dirt and texture, and oh, there's that little sphere that is being covered in the texture, and I think that was just burnt umber paint. Maybe I put a layer of clay on there first, with a watered down clay, not clay, and then I've just put the dirt into it. I am debating about putting a little bit of plastic that sits in one of the spheres properly and making it into a little moss garden. I apologise for the filming of it down. I forgot to change the angle of the camera. I forgot, with the shape of the vase, it wasn't very helpful for viewing. I haven't actually ended up giving this a varnish. I might buy some matte spray and give it a spray varnish. As I have noticed that the texture of the baking soda and the citric acid doesn't go rock hard, and not that it would be knocked, but I would just be, I guess, the same as with most textured finishes. I'd be a little bit worried about the longevity of it without being sealed, and especially because I'm just a little bit worried. But here you go, this is the final paste. You can see the what I was meaning about the orange looking like rust, and it looks like it's got a beginning of a moss growing on it, with the Hansa yellow and the gold, green gold. That actually, I think they look really cool, and the dirt deep into the cracks come out really well. So yeah, I think I will give it a spray, but I don't want it shiny. So I'm definitely going to go for a matte spray finish. So thanks for watching, and I hope inspired you to do something similar. I will put a link up above for the original video I did using this technique of the baking soda with citric acid, so feel free to watch that, and I would really appreciate a like and subscribe. That would be amazing. Thank you.